name is Ms. Lacey, and on behalf of the Creative Writing Department, Ms. Webb, Mrs. Melanson, Ms. Brendel, and myself, I'd like to welcome you to the Freshman Public Reading for 2015.
Driving on the highway, I hear gravel crunching beneath tires. To my left, the sunset leaks through a forest of trees, highlighting their bare trunks and branches, amplifying their corpse-like appearance. Wind whistles against the car door and trees flicker as I pass them. Every day we pass these dead trees, thinking of them as useless, asking ourselves, why are they here? They're dead. I press my head to the cold window, pondering our cold-blooded race. Why are we so ignorant, thinking we're the most impressive beings on earth, never stopping to appreciate the world around us? Or what if it's not the trees that are dead, but us? I think about how their leaves always shade us, and maybe, as we are savoring the coolness, they snicker, because we relish the cloth being placed over our bitter bodies. Perhaps we are the ones who are dead. Thank you.
My blood pumps throughout its stubby vessel as I hear a creaking car door slam. I wait with what I call a smile, pasted on my sloppy face by the interior welcome mat. She calls me adorable, her eyes red and swollen with joy, in a high-pitched, often cracking voice. A face like mine could be loved only by a mother. I barely knew my biological mother. This woman, my true mother, enters, exposing what I could only dream to live among. She's all I need. This woman, my life itself, smiles and takes me to the kitchen, shouting heartwarming terms of endearment. We watch the flashing image that moves together on the couch. This woman, my savior, and I, reflecting on how well of a life I've been given personally. Others born as unfortunate as I, naturally, must envy what they see as we walk together through damp alleyways before she leaves me with a middle-aged, bearded man to do her job. I don't know how long I'm alone with this man, but I know that I cannot wait to be again with this woman. Now she goes to bed, closing the door behind her, shaking the tin walls. I wait by her door, little hope that she will return before the sun peeps through the brown tinted windows lined with dead flowers in ceramic pots. She rarely does. This woman, the only person I will ever need till my short life's end do us part. Thank you.
People are trees. Their years pass by like changes in the season, each one flowing through to the next. Toddlers are spring. Flowers bud in their hair. Their fingers reach for pinks and yellows to paint themselves, and they stretch and grow towards an open sky. Children are summer. The green of life overtakes them, fills them with energy. Their innocence is transformed through their leaves into radiance that compares to the very sun they bask in. Teenagers are fall. They are bright and beautiful. Their colors flow across spectrums and they are made muses. But none notice while their colors fade and their leaves fall off, one by one. Adults are winter. Frost chills them to the core. The leaves have drifted away and they are left barren. Their lifeless branches hardly sway in the cutting wind of their companions' words. The elderly look back on their lives, trudging through the end of their cold. They think about the life they had and wish they could get their spring back.
August 2013. Maddie stared, her eyes wide as red and blue lights flashed across the yard. Panic flooded in her chest like a nervous sparrow. What the heck is this, she thought, watching as police moved in and out of her front door. Jumping out of her car, she ran past the officers, through the narrow doorway, and into the house. "Maddie!" someone shouted from behind her. She ignored them and walked through what used to be her living room. Ashes and blood mingled on the floor, vases knocked over and pictures smashed in. It took all Maddie had not to groan in annoyance. Some idiot had broken into her house. The insurance company was not going to be happy. "Lieutenant," a voice said. Maddie looked around to see her colleague, Detective David Miller. "What happened?" she asked, not bothering to acknowledge the worry in David's voice. Maddie knew she looked ticked. David gave her look. "Maddie, we're investigating. You can't be in here." Shaking her head, Madeline continued through the scene, walking into the next room. "Wait, don't." Maddie stopped, blood cold. "Oh God, the walls." "What is this?" she spat, staring at the wall where writing was haphazardly scrawled. David sighed. "We don't know, Maddie." She turned to him, twitching. "Who would do this?" he asked, concern edging his features. She shook her head, spitting the lie like vinegar. "Don't know." And with that, Maddie walked out of the room, leaving red sketch letters tomorrow on the wall, reading, "Subject 201, found." Thank you.
The glossy eye is endless. Ages old, filled with knowledge others have not yet discovered. Dark circles under the gray eyes, shadows on a storming twilight, forming from mountains of homework that tower over her, causing many sleepless nights. Her eyes display everything she'd like to say, to scream until her voice strains and vanishes. Words ranging from unheard "I love yous" to words of hate and anger that hold her back from possibly exploding on innocent people. Afraid she'll leave behind rejection or tears filled with so much pain, all because of something she said. Teeth are slightly yellowed, with some out of place. This combination makes up a gorgeous smile when it's natural, not forced by teachers or students saying to smile because frowning's not good. Eyes changing from a gray to a gentle blue. If you're lucky enough to see her talking about something she cherishes, you'll see a twinkle that brings her features to life. She's been told she's beautiful, but she's dangerous. Possibly because she has more secrets than anyone's willing to discover. Loving her comes with getting little sleep, and hearing her cry out about the self-hatred that is burning inside of her, eating away at her mind until it is left numb. Getting worse when she's left with the thoughts that have poisoned her brain. As tears flood over her usually steady eyes, her weaknesses are shown to anyone who will listen. If you can, look past all the broken, shattered pieces of her soul that she gets cut on when she tries to heal herself. You simply have to give her a chance. I simply have to give myself a chance. Thank you.
Sometimes I hate poetry. The pretentious statements such as, "My soul is black like the night sky." Because of this dark, thick smoke, I can easily say that my soul is black without fear of being seen straight through. When I was 7, my mom told me that I had a talent for writing.
Its talons curved into the chipped wooden frame, the haze of the glass panels pierced by your presence. Your eyes remain locked on the horizon, not the bell towers or cathedrals, or even your passing kin. And there I sat in a writer's chair, feather quill and jar of ink to my left, dark enough to bleed through even the thickest of parchment. My eyes focused on you. You adjusted yourself, head twitched to the side, showing off your wandering attention. Your eyes shine just like the wheels of Helios' chariot as they follow the sun's path from east to west. And those dainty feathers, cut and carved to specific sizes, almost as if you were commanded under Mars's strict eye of leadership, charcoal and sleek like the armless of war. It bends and points downwards, towards the cobblestone. You must have had the same force of magnet to alter that simple little beak. But yet, as I observed, your armor bent and extended, chasing the sky, allowing Shu to carry you to your next perch, 4 different gods following your beauty. Yet, as I sit here, gray-haired thin to the roots, no longer protecting my scalp from wrong, my eyes dimmed, forced to hide behind frames bent by Hephaestus, and lips held tightly together as if woven by each thread. We seemed opposite, but so alike. So may I ask a single question? Out of all of our traits and actions observed, why is a raven like a writer's desk? Thank you.
Tearing through memories, ears plug into the music, it overpowers me with sad lyrics. Trying to get over it, but the button in my head says return. My heart is unpredictable. There's always heartache in the world. That's where the tears come in. The thing I try not to do. The thing I try to keep behind closed doors. How do you feel? The recited question you'll always hear when you sit in a therapeutic chair. When you try to make them disappear, you can't. The I'll be okay doesn't help. Maybe it's just my heart calling again. These are the scars that shape me. This is the sad recurring lyric I've been tuned in to. How did I get here? How did I fall this deep into the broken floorboards called life? I wonder, why shed these tears if I'm just going to discover one? Hiding my face with the mask of insecurities, a smile that's supposed to resemble happiness. Trust me, I'm living my dream. So now my tears flow freely. But there's always someone to catch them if they fall too close to me. Thank you.
Some culture, framed by the whitewashed walls and worn floors, it was our treasure. A glossy print on sale of spring. A sunny afternoon, ladies in billowing skirts with stiff parasols and scratchy straw hats thrown as flowers. Men lounging along wispy green grass, all watching the ending sea. The island of Grand Chute was our place. We rode there in an unstable green boat, lounging on the shore in our very 21st century bikinis. If we could find them. Under old coats and cardboard boxes, by your for some reason sentimental wrappers, the piles of old furniture, half-smoked cigars ground into the carpet, as I was forced to wallow in this dump of your own creation. It seemed worth more than me. I couldn't take it. Watching it hang on the wall, edges straining against the duct tape, damp face, I pulled it off, pulling it to my chest and watching it all disintegrate. Dots, hundreds and thousands of dots, lapping against each other, a moment melting into a puddle of abstract nothingness. I began to tear, ripping the glossy paper into uneven shards. It was all too bright, too strong, too beautiful, without the framed promises that used to color things. Thank you. The bearded man in a drawing above the sink died. I was 6. I can't remember much about him anymore. Mainly stories passed from person to person, reminiscing about the good old days with reluctant smiles. But I do remember sobbing when the words left my mother's lips. I couldn't handle the concept of dying. It's all I can think of when someone mentions Owen's name. But I know I love him. My father sure does. Now, my dad served in the Marine Corps. He doesn't even shed tears during Sarah McLachlan animal cruelty commercials. But during Owen's funeral, my Superman cried. He became a crumbling man, nearly falling to his knees, lost in the beating drum, originating from the Lakota tribe, Owen's tribe. I learned adults who know all and see all, and remain unfazed by the little things threatening to turn a day upside down, are not invincible. Everyone dies someday. For a long time, I thought death was it, insisting life only amounted to our own inevitable demise. There's no point in living through that pain. Everyone dies in a story. I failed to notice he lived too. He didn't just wake up one day and die. He lived a life unlike any other led. Born into a Native American family unable to care for him, he grew up to be shot and paralyzed when married his wife left. Those are weightless steps in his world. Steps where life floats away, where he can only see an antagonizing universe overtaken by a vile human race. But he has other steps, heavy ones, satisfying his heart. Steps like claiming the adopted parents willing to take in a boy barely 5 ounces to their home, where he'll love a brother who still looks up to him even after death. Steps like fishing alone atop a bank near the Salinas River on lazy summer afternoons, waiting for the next bite to fry at home. Steps carrying a weight stronger than 10,000 men. Owen died, but he left with a smile on his face beyond any doubt. True, everyone dies. But first, everyone lives. Thank you.
The universe is the same, while in your head not a single masterpiece is accepted. Everything must be constructive, used towards a productive aim, not your aim. In the end, it will all be exact, in the favor of your art. In the beginning, your creations tasted so sweet it was irresistible to draw your eyes back. And the smell, its lively preserved scent pushed itself upon your essence. And your eyes, but you can't make someone feel the connection of the motherly touch that went with the sugar-ridden taste that was so sweet. So sweet. Your lacking brings the question of ever being able to send your masterpiece through a connection that is pure. And now the bitter taste kicks in. Maybe it tasted that way from the beginning. The dreams of being something greater than life below you is interrupted by a brick smashing against your head, breaking, now shattering against the armor known as your skin. Feeling like a piece of cheap steel. I prefer the man of gold any day. Not to mean wealth, but rich ideas. The only cost is that the ideas do not wait. In the end, I'm still rich with ideas. Tasting of the sugar-ridden honey, now knowing it's natural. The weight to be touched by my golden fingertips. The light I bring is a shine to all that I was here. With rich ideas, we have that power, and I'll be remembered for mine. Another brick falls and smashes again, as it hit the man of gold who walked into that rain that smiled. You'll see him everywhere. To him, no limit exists. Past sky, time and space, the universe moves simultaneously. There he rests and calms again. Thank you.
Upon entering your cavernous home, she is welcomed by children of light, praising, dancing, rejoicing, imprisoned. Caged behind white walls, these children have no free will. They lead her to the impeccably white walls, lined with shelves all occupied with the same book. You tell her to bow her head, but the floor is too rough. 5 times a day. 5 times a day. 5 times she's to lay her head on your hideously holy rug. You invite her to eat. You gingerly tear pages from your book, place them on a plate, urging her to join you. Maybe she's not hungry. Maybe she doesn't like the taste of bitter foreign symbols on her tongue. Maybe her knees are burnt and her forearms battered by the rough carpet. You grab her draped head, manage to chuck it to the wind, and beat her skull against the heavenly rug. 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Her head bleeds in disbelief, and she cackles at you. Her laugh echoes as she moves lower, and further away from you. Thank you.
In the crowds of the Jacksonville streets, in the solemn face of every passerby, cattle, fields upon fields of livestock held herded within the safety of their concrete pens and their skyscrapers. The walls mean their sole intention to keep the calves in and the predators out. But this wandering does something. Those cloven fields fall into imagination, and given all this silent time, those cattle become sentient. They break away from the idea of what it is to be a farm animal. They stray from it. They start to
becoming aware of their own preservation, seeking to defy the authority of the cowherd, to push within the limits of what they were told they could. Now consider the average human mind. We see fences more so as glass aquariums than we are shelters, as brilliant white as we paint them, as pretty as they are outside, as clean as the day is long. They're still far too small. Diamond walls could suffocate even the grandest king, and so we cut the stone. We drift, stray from the herd. We learn how to paint hearts on our knuckles until we remember to love ourselves. We buy only the shoes needed to walk our own path, and we find that we are no longer reliant on walls and signs and ink. Fences guide the proper directions to change our lives. There comes a time in which we must break away, and only then do we recall who we are. Stars in our skin, galaxies compressed into the pits of our hearts, our hooves flooded out into fingers and toes. Only the luckiest among us will learn to walk again and again.
I pulled my flat mattress down off of my bony box spring onto the stained carpet, hauling down pillows and a sheet, plugging in my electric blanket so that I could curl under it like a pill bug. I would pin up thick cotton sheets over my frosty windows to block out sunlight and the winter chill that would bite at the tips of my toes. The bedsheet over my window wasn't effective, and I found myself shaking, wishing for the daylight where heat would grow, bubbling to a boil and blazing itself against my skin. Breakfast would start for 3 hours, 3 hours of me aimlessly staring at the streaks of moonlight, peeking from the sides of my cupboard windows, falling across the 10th floor. I didn't find sleep easily, and I sure didn't search for it, until it found me pulling me in slowly, knowing I wouldn't fight back. True peace only found me when I was dreaming, finding its way in to soothe my mind, only to drift away, shaking me awake. My head pounded and I crawled out from under my blanket, eyes meeting the strong hands of cold air pushing me down, fingers pressing into my chest, only shivers remaining as evidence. My days repeated over and over for 3 weeks until I finally put my bed back together, sat my alarm for school, and breathed in my last breath. Winter break. Thank you. I sit on a cold leather couch and turn to the only channel my $10 antenna will reach through the storm outside. The weather tells me this mess of precipitation and rough winds will continue. Anticipation grows inside of me like a weed of anxiety, and I'm on the edge of my seat as weather flashes into breaking news. I'm the only one here watching. I'm alone. As yet another scene of violence flashes before me, and it seems as if I'm the only one still interested in taking a peek at the increasingly pathetic world around me. The eyes of the witness gleam as her 15 seconds of fame are matched with nothing but a camera phone and a selfish heart. While others wish they'd been the first to watch, the first to film, the first to witness, I furrow my brow in disgust at the evidence that this woman is being recognized as a key in this god-awful investigation. She's a coward who rather videotape than help and be her own witness. More lies told from the mouth of an officer who is most likely involved himself, an officer who will go home to a loving family, feeling nothing more than a slip of guilt. I yearn to help, to climb, to protect, into the screen of my TV, and weep in front of the bullet that lie beneath the flesh of an innocent man, being screened in an autopsy that will prove the truth, but will never be released. I pray for humanity to one day take a step forward instead of going a mile back every time an event occurs that puts us on two different axles of the world, when really it takes all of us to make it spin. I pray.
A
slithers alone into the gelid swells, knocking him in a place of limbo. He slipped out of his limp bones, escaped the stark white walls, the machinery, the downturned lips, the shining eyes, pitying. Here he needs no pity. Fingers curl, arms stretch, legs bend, the man swims. In the depths, the fish rises up through the silence, homing on the splashing vibrations, running the length of its lateral line, awakening primal urges to conclude the last chapter of life. A pressure forces him up in the primal liquid, sends him into a panic. He isn't alone. There is a presence of crushing finality. Death came to rain on his parade. The fin breaks the surface, curved steel slicing the water at a leisurely pace. There is no escape. The Cid is before him, parting the water, come to take him away. The man sees the fish now. The eyes igneous rock from some ancient volcano, polished to a dark shine, objective. No love or malice in the eyes of death. Its bleached, snaggle-toothed grin is unapologetic. Death handles its profession without. With a last flick of the crescent moon tail, the maw opens, a bony hand slides from beneath a midnight cloak, reaching out to touch the man. Death's caress. It's time. Thank you.
Daddy's not supposed to be scared. And Daddy cackled at my response. And daddies are supposed to make paper cuts feel better. It's what you do. Finishing up on some of the documents, he stapled them together before placing them in neat stacks on his desk. You know, I may be Daddy, but what are you going to do when Daddy isn't here? I furrowed my brows in confusion. You're going to have to learn to be a big boy someday. But you're Daddy. You're always going to be here for me, right? He stared at me with sadness in his eyes before continuing his work. Shaking my head at his words, I looked out the window to see the city of New York in all of its glory. I watched the birds soar above, the ants crawling the streets below, a gray dot appearing out of nowhere, pushing through the clouds. It came closer by the second, growing at an alarming rate. I thought about it being a bird, a special kind of bird flying from the horizon. A beam of sunlight hit down on the dot to reveal shining metal wings, and instead of eyes and beak, a cockpit window had taken its place. Only then did I realize what I was examining was not a bird, but a plane. I jumped up in excitement as the plane came close. I saw a man in the cockpit. I could have sworn he smiled at me. I ran over to Daddy, gripping his shirt to get his attention. He looked down with a questionable expression. I continued to jump up and down. Look, Daddy, look! It's a plane! It's a plane! He smiled, shifting his head to the direction I was focused on. His smile fading away the second the plane's wing hurtled into the building. Thank you.
Started to swallow him, and he felt trapped and confused. His mind created noises out of the drops of water falling from the leaky pipes. His mind made the smallest corners look like the easiest hiding space for creatures of sorts. His mind played tricks on him, and he used his own scotophobia against himself. He did not understand his own phobia. What 21-year-old was afraid of the dark? It wasn't the darkness itself. It is what's lurking in the darkness that scared Charlie even worse. Feeling sobered from drinking at the bar earlier, he stood up. He began to take the first steps up the stairs, feeling crumbling concrete and cigarette butts beneath his feet. Every time he took a step up, he whipped his head around to see if someone was following him. His mind started making the atmosphere not so lonely and not worried Charlie. Of course nobody else is in here. Others would not have even entered this disgrace of a stairway. There were no lights in shattered windows, leaky pipes, and crumbling floors, and of course, the first door bolts shut once inside. He made it to the first landing of the stairway. Only 2 more floors until he would reach his shabby apartment. However, 2 more floors felt like miles away. Charlie broke down into hot tears. He fell to his knees and pushed himself against the wall, pulling his knees to his face. He started shaking and he felt his heart beating out of his chest. He was too afraid to calm down, too too afraid to let his guard down. Thank you.
Sometimes I feel like a Disney princess. They didn't have perfect lives. Their parents were ignorant, they wanted things that were nearly impossible. You would think that with their royal lifestyle and pretty faces, everything would be fine. But it wasn't. Rapunzel had a controlling mother, Belle was brave and took her chance of love. Ariel just wanted what she couldn't have. My life isn't perfect either. Sometimes I feel as if my heart will burn out, like it'll burst into flames inside my body, the heat licking at my ribs. Words being spat at me from people I don't know the name of just add to the heat, increasing 1 degree at a time. Sometimes it feels like it'll freeze. Ice will just run through the veins and stop blood flow altogether. The blood trail freezes in its path and shatters, poking and prodding my body from the inside out. The only thing they have that I don't is a pretty face. They have nice, pale complexions with no imperfections, while I have freckles and marks littered on my skin. I got the bad end of the stick. With their good looks, they pay the price of their lives not well treated. But I ended up with both, the average face and the average life. It looks like I won't get my fairy tale ending because I'll be stuck in this rhythm of love and loss forever. Thank you.
Sooner rather than later, we all must face this fact. Everything that was, is, and will be, all of it will be lost to oblivion. Just as no one remembers the bum at the bus depot, the shy girl in the back of class, or the boy on the front line, no one will remember Einstein's E equals MC squared, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, or Van Gogh's Starry Night. No one will remember because there will be no one to do the remembering. Isn't that a wild thought? Isn't it enough to make one wonder what the purpose for it all is? If it truly is ashes to ashes and dust to dust, why were we ever anything but that? If there really is an afterlife where a supreme deity reigns, I suppose then that we must ask him. If there is not, then all hope is lost to oblivion, just like we will be.
It was my first time on an airplane. The woman beside me wore dark brown hair, hints of gray, and the same apprehensive smile I did. I watched as we elevated into the air, discovered just how beautiful clouds were as they overlapped cotton-candy skies. It was 6:17 p.m. The pink-orange scenery illuminated the woman's tired face, resisting the urge to close her eyes, and I could almost taste the loneliness and grit of Kansas. The woman's breathing grew heavier, as did her hysteria as we neared the ground. The many train tracks spread across the city reminded me of my childhood, the one I had left behind from New York. I wondered about my home, where it was exactly. I meandered down the steps, my feet finally touching earth, and as the woman hurried off, I stood with a duffel bag and a pack of cigarettes in Kansas. And I am home again, I thought.
The drum booms above and a crash beside. Frantic moms and dads avoid crimson fire. Homes blackened, only plumes of smoke left. Lost children ushered left and right, and the sky glowed tangerine. Helicopters whirred, screamed as they dropped the next one on us. We tried to find shelter, but everything slowly disappeared. Someone called me yellow, and all that really mattered was finding my sister. Daddy took me over patches of grass, tarnished nature, his face sullen and drooping until we descended to the paint-chipped cellar. Days later, the rocking water toyed with my stomach. Some people wouldn't leave, clinging to the dirt, screaming. I said goodbye to the shore, goodbye to home. Today we ate eggplant again, rotting, spotted with worms. A schoolgirl who fingered a rose necklace whispered, "We're headed to America." I didn't know where that was, but a place without burned clothes was okay with me. We unpacked cardboard boxes. I saw huge waves of turquoise, light sand and dark skin, the surrounding trees extending to God. The gray rooftop of our apartment overlooked wondrous sunsets. The rooftop flecked black with each tear,
dripping down my face. Thank you.
It was a day like any other. Essence was teasing me and Lucy was laughing and playing along, only wanting to please her older sister. We were with another girl. I figured she wanted to impress her by really laying on the bullying. We all began to play telephone and she was sitting next to me on the stairs. Someone on my other side whispered to me the magic telephone words, which were, "Natalie is ugly." I knew who had spoken these words and I looked at her with tears in my eyes. I remember her smug face and how for some reason, instead of hitting my sensitive side, she was killing off the remainder of my pure white petals. This sent me soaring. I realized I wasn't a tiny flower anymore, but a tall oak tree. I snapped at her. She sat stunned next to me before eventually crying herself. She ran to her house and Lucy screamed at me, but I paid no attention and left home sobbing. I contemplated that day. Do I really want friends like this? The answer was finally no after a long year of torturous behavior from them. I decided that since they lived next door, I couldn't really escape them. I hung out with them until they eventually moved another year later and bolted away from my life. I asked myself why I even began that terrible friendship with a bunch of weeds when I was really a towering oak. Sometimes in life, people start off like flowers, but then have a transformation into a tree. It took a lot to break me from the innocent shell of a white rose. Essence and her sisters came to my flower bed and killed me with their manifestation. Luckily, I found the person inside of me who had been hiding in a naive world. Because of her, I'll forever be a good tree. Thank you.
Streams of black and gold shimmer down my face, tears racing down my cheeks to the very curve of my jaw. Eyelashes once used for wishes have been bent and fallen to the tops of my cheekbones. The chaos in my head doesn't match the environment around me. Trapping myself in the fumes of pot in the stranger's bathroom, I cried. This was the last time I remember feeling. Coming out to your friends is something entirely different than coming out to your family. The thing is, I never actually came out to either. There's no need to. I am taught that homosexuality is a sin. Guess I'm going to hell. Whether I'm gay or not, unless I am interested in you, I probably won't tell you until you ask. I think it's actually nobody's business when it comes to my sexual orientation. It shouldn't matter what gender I prefer. All you really need to know is that when I like someone, I like them. Something people should know about a Christian household like my own is that if you have other beliefs, you're unwelcomed. Wired at the brain, whenever I cry, the water pours down and electrifies my mind. I don't let people see me cry. I broke down in front of a couple friends, and as soon as they tried to help me calm down, I wanted to smash their skulls into the cinder of the wall, staining brick burgundy. I couldn't feel a thing. And that alone angered me enough to push sharp silver to gold, creating a crimson rust. Soon I decided to screw my feelings and embrace the emotionless state. Indestructible I was. No one could touch me. Thank you.
We were kids, spending weekends building forts, enticing dreams in the backyard. But in our minds, we were in Paris, overlooking the phenomenal city. We could have everything. We just had to wish, and it was there. We were kids. The whole world was a canvas displaying our wildest dreams. One day we'd save the stunning princess from masters of evil. Next, we'd jump to the future, our only mission to save the world from tragedy. We were kids, ruling our own existence, hiring ourselves to a sloppy lemonade stand, the refreshments a bit bitter, never tasting right. Yet the same patrons showed daily, due to our inability to give in to dire circumstances. We were kids, believing we could press pause on the remote control of time. The world was overwhelming, so our childhood could live on forever. It didn't. We aren't kids anymore. Every time I hear about crying on Santa's lap because his itchy beard brushed my face, which wasn't appropriate, I have to take a minute and step back. We're growing up now. Hearing those incredible memories scares me. Every single one feels like I lived it decades ago. And
and I'm not sure I'm okay with that. Thank you.
His name was Mr. Schwartz, a 6'2", thin man with no patience for ubiquitous but time-sucking habits such as looking good. He cultivated a day's worth of facial hair and enjoyed accenting moments of contemplation with sarcastic caresses of his stubbly chin. His classroom sold beeswax and lunchtime hummus. A resin houseplant decorated every shelf top, their pots resting on recycled frying pans. Adult small talk inexplicably terrified him. He hadn't much interest in convention. Mr. Schwartz made fractions fascinating, American history hilarious, and biology an investigation into the workings of our classroom's backyard. Fractions came to life in the style of a 50s detective, common denominator, who could crack the code of adding and subtracting fractions in his bowler hat, sunglasses, and disturbingly pointed nose. Biology, Mr. Schwartz taught through careful examination of the outside, including a nearby retention pond. We used his old fish hat from the Washington wilderness to study tadpoles, algae, even one carnivorous beetle. We grew a garden out back, where he showed us the correct equation to plant carrots for minimal weeds, and we celebrated Harvest Day with a week of fresh vegetables. When Mr. Schwartz left the classroom, I hardly took tests, and never, not once, did something because I needed a grade. We learned things, both under his instruction and left to our own devices. I never memorized for the sake of memorization. When I say students learned, I mean it in the truest sense. We were excited when knowledge was earned because we had earned it. We weren't choking on topsoil. Thank you. Thank you all for attending the freshman reading. Hope you enjoyed our performance.